Hi, this is Mr. D. And this is Dorsey. How's everybody? All right. I am a ventriloquist. And today we're going to be doing an arts and crafts project to teach children how to make their very own ventriloquist puppet. Like me? Well, not quite like you, but a ventriloquist puppet nonetheless. Something that they can start with so that they can learn. Alrighty? All right. What, you gonna make it out of these paper plates and stuff? Yes, I am. Very cool. All right. Well, I'm going to let you get busy, Mr. D. I'm going to go sit over here on the side and I'm going to watch you, okay? Okay. Say goodbye for now. Goodbye for now. All right. All right, Dorsey, you sit right over there. All right. Thanks, Mr. D. All right, boys and girls. We're going to make your very own puppet today. All righty? And we are. We're going to use 3 paper plates. I am personally using a stapler, a pair of scissors, some tape, and some markers. And that's basically what you need. You can substitute glue if you'd like instead of the staplers or the tape, but it takes a little longer to dry. I want to do a really quick one for you so you can see how it goes together. Here's how you start. You take your first paper plate, just a regular white paper plate. Okay? What I did with this paper plate was I took a green marker, okay, and I marked on the paper plate. I made a big green circle, leaving about a 1-inch border around its edge. And then I colored in all the green. Okay, and it looked like this when I colored it all in. I then took my yellow marker and I colored around the 1-inch edge. You can do this with markers. You can do it with crayons. You can do it with whatever you want. And you don't have to use green and yellow. It's just the colors that Mr. D used. Alrighty? So I colored them, and when I had it all colored, my plate looked like this. It started like this, it ended like this. Okay? So this is a finished product. But you saw how we started it. Other side is still a white plate. And with this one, this is the bottom of the plate. So if the plate were sitting, so it has like a little bit of a bowl in it, this is the bottom of the plate. Okay? So this is the bottom. Green, yellow around the edge. You'll see why in a little while. I took another paper plate. Now on this paper plate, I used the surface area, the part that's more like a bowl. Okay? The inside, this is the bottom part. This one, I'm using the piece that's more like a bowl. In this one, I made black all the way around. Same thing, leaving about a 1-inch border all the way around the edge. Okay? See that? Then I colored in all in the middle. I took my time. I'm doing it very quickly here. I colored all in the middle with black. And then again, I took my yellow and I colored all around the 1-inch edge. You can use markers. You can use crayons. You can use paint. You can use whatever you want. Make it fun. It's a fun arts and crafts project. So when I finished coloring this one, it didn't look like this, which is a big mess. It looked like this. Okay? It's black in the middle with a 1-inch yellow border around the edge. Okay? So that's my paper plate number 2. And this one is on the face side of the plate. Bottom of the plate, face side of the plate. Okay? Then I took a third paper plate. And the third paper plate, I divided it in half. I put a line right down the middle. Just like that. A line right down the middle. On the bottom of the line, I drew a tongue, like this. Just like that. Just a big old tongue. And on the top, I drew 2 big eyes, like this. Now, these are just black and white drawings, but that's how I drew it. Eyes on top, tongue on the bottom. Okay? Then I colored them in. I colored my tongue in red. So I used a red marker. You can use red marker again, crayon or whatever. And I colored it in all red. And I colored just the eye sockets. I colored them blue. So I colored on mine blue. You can make them any color you want. After I colored them, they looked like this. I'm going to show you now. Now this one has already been cut out and everything, but this is kind of how they looked after I colored them on a plate. So see, started out, and then, so it was looking like this. I colored it in, and it looked like this, okay? Then obviously, I took my scissors, and I cut in half, right down the middle. So my eyes were now separated from my tongue, okay? And on this one, eyes separated from the tongue, all right? Okay, then I obviously cut out the entire tongue, okay? And I cut out the eyes. I followed the lines and I cut them out. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. After I cut my tongue out, I cut it out, and it looked like that. And then I cut out my eyes, cut, one eye, and two eyes. So I cut out my eyes, all right? So now I have a tongue, two eyes, plate one, plate two. Now we're going to put it all together. Okay, here's how we put it together. I start with my yellow and black plate. This is going to be the inside of the mouth. So I take this plate and I carefully fold it in half. What I do is I bring the two tips together. This tip and that tip. I bring them together and I hold them in place. And then I gently make a fold. I don't want a real hard crease. I just want a nice fold because I still want it to be able to spring back a little bit. See how it springs back? Springs back? That's what I want it to be able to do. So I don't want the fold to be real hard, okay? That's going to become the inside of the mouth. Okay. This is going to become the outside of the face. But what I have to do is I have to cut this in half. Okay? So what I did was I made myself an imaginary dotted line down the middle. I don't know if you can see that, but I have a dotted line right down the middle. Okay? So I'm going to cut this in half. Right on my dotted line. Right down the middle. So the two halves are equal. So here we go. So now I have two equal halves. One half, two halves, makes a whole. All right? I'm going to take the top one half and I'm going to attach it. I'm going to attach it to my mouthpiece. So here's the piece. Here's the mouthpiece. Here's how the two go together. The white side of this one goes against the white side of this one. The two white sides go together. And it just sits on top. Now, at this point, you can do what you want to do. You can glue it. You can tape it. You can staple it. I'm going to use staples because it's quicker for our video here. So, I take my stapler, I put it in position, and I'm going to staple. One, I'm going to staple again. Two, making sure the edges stay together. And this important point at the corner is very important. This has to be a very strong one. So I'm actually going to put a couple of staples in there because this has to be very strong in the corners. Okay, so I'll put two staples in there. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. To put one, and I'm going to put another, and I'm going to put one here. All right, so now, as you can see, green on the bottom, mouth open. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay? And it doesn't matter. At this point, either side can be the top or the bottom. So, staple, staple, staple. Now, for me in the corners, it has to be very strong. Either glue it or staple it really strong. In these corners, I'm putting two staples to make it really strong so it doesn't pop loose when I make it a puppet. There's one, and there's another one. All right, now, watch what starts to happen. See, now you have openings in the back. Your hands can go into there. See? But we're not done yet. We have to make it a face. And I'm going to take off my ring because it'll make it easier for my hand to go in. I'm going to take my tongue, and And I'm going to take a piece of tape. You can use tape. You can use glue. You can do whatever you want. I like to use tape. And I roll my tape and I put it underneath. So I'm rolling 2 pieces of tape and putting it right under the base of my tongue. There we go. Now I'm going to put it back into the mouth like this and just press it down. And now my tongue is inside. All right? Very good. Now I'm going to take my eyes, and the way you have to do the eyes is you take the eye, and the eye has to have a little ledge on it. So I'm going to turn it upside down, and I'm going to fold back just enough so that I can have something that's going to sit on the face. So see, I folded it back. See how much I folded back there? Just enough to sit on the face. Now for me, again, you can use glue, but I'm using tape because it makes it go faster for our video today. And I roll my tape, and I tape down on the bottom. If you use it glue down on the bottom. And I'm going to take another piece of tape, and I'm going to put it on top here like this. So we have 2 points that are going to make it stick on. Now I'm going to take one eye, and I'm going to put it right up on top like this. There we go. See how it stands up? See how it stands up? I glued it down, and it stands right up. Now I'm going to take the other, and I'm going to do the exact same thing again. Fold it over, a piece of tape. I roll the tape. I place it on the bottom. Take another piece of tape. I place it on the top. I take the entire eye piece, making sure it's looking the right way and lined up with the first one, and we place it on. Press it down. Again, it can be glue, it can be tape, but I use, and we have a complete puppet. So, we take our hand and we put it inside of our puppet, like this. And suddenly, we have a new friend.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Mr. Frog. Yeah.
Well, how are you, Mr. Frog?
I'm good, Mr. D. How are you?
I'm just wonderful. And that, boys and girls, is how you make your first puppet.
I hope you have fun. See you all later.
See you later, Mr. Frog.
See you later, Mr. D.